I often hear the question, "Sir, what should I focus on for the exams?" Now, while this is important, something that's often overlooked are the technical aspects around the questions themselves. What the question is really asking from you as a learner and how to appropriately answer the question. So in today's video, I want to help you get sorted out. And here are a few tips for your upcoming theory exams. Number one, use the correct terminology. Now this is vital because if you don't really know what you're talking about, you're basically guessing. The correct terminology can get you the marks you need. So please understand your concepts. Secondly, when a question asks for 2 or 3 things, make sure you don't include the same concept more than once. In other words, don't repeat yourself in different ways. For example, when we talk about networks, don't tell me the data is centralized and then say all data is stored on the server, because these 2 points mean exactly the same thing. And remember, if you are going to be repeating yourself, you are not going to get the marks. You'll never get 2 questions that are going to be looking for the same answer. So go back and reread both questions. Number 3, understand the differences between a device, a technology, and software. For example, Bluetooth has hardware receivers and transmitters. It also has software that sends and receives data and passes it on to the relevant app. Both the hardware and the software would be the technology. Number 4, when you as learners start sentences with allows for, provides, or due to, or similar, they most often get muddled up and are not sure what to say next and write random words down so that the sentence makes no sense. Please don't do that. Try to avoid this and use your active voice. For example, a NIC is a and does this or that. Okay? Your wording is important. Number 5, don't confuse the person or user with the computer. When you are asked about hardware or software, do not bring the user into it. Clients and servers, apps and software are not people. Okay? So just bear that in mind. For example, a network switch allows for users to communicate with the server. Okay? No, that is not good. However, when you say that a switch is a hardware device that connects all the devices within a network, boom, that's good. Next one, when you start an answer or use words like it, they, or them in a sentence, it's not clear to the marker what you are talking about. There may be more than one subject or object in the question, so say exactly what you mean. Write explicitly. Be very clear. Also, never use things, stuff, or equally vague nouns. Please be as specific as you possibly can. Next tip. Only ever use adjectives like faster, slower, cheaper, bigger, etc. when you are substantiating or justifying or doing some sort of comparison in your answer. If something is faster, markers need to know faster than what and why is it relevant. So learners, if you are finding value in this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed and share this with whoever needs to know this. I mean, you know what to do. Next up, in a question that asks for 2 or 3 items, students often give less. So don't forget to add 2 to 3 points. Use maybe numbered lists or bullets because it's very common to forget to add another point or just waffle and just speak a lot of unnecessary things. But if the question asks for 1 thing and you give 2, just remember, only 1 of those points will get marked. Only, in fact, the first item will get marked. However, if a sentence that somehow has 2 items in a sort of explanatory way, the second item that is correct will be looked at. But this depends on the sentence. One of the most important points is just for you to read the question. Take note of terms like definition. What is it? Functions. In other words, what does it do? Why does it do that? Maybe things like advantages and disadvantages. For example, with an advantage, you could say a cabled connection is faster. That would be an advantage. Wi-Fi connection is slower. This is the same point and will only get you 1 mark. Okay, so please, this brings me to my next point. Be careful with very wordy questions. Read them at least 2 or 3 times. Look out for the nouns such as give, list, explain, describe, as well as the words such as and or, and especially apart from, other than, or except for. Another tip, if asked to compare two items or concepts, be aware of giving too much information, such as adding facts that are not even relevant. You tend to feel that if you've written a lot, you'll get more marks. And sorry to burst your bubble, that's not going to happen. The examiner gives you the space he or she thinks is required for the answer. If you cannot fit your answer into the space provided, please state that you have continued it elsewhere. And then don't forget to number the question at the back. Please guys, you can see, take note of these things. Do not write up the margin, okay, in the markers box or all around the page. Keep things to where they need to be. Also, watch out for questions that are related or numbered together. It doesn't always mean that they relate to the same scenario. Okay? We also use a lot of scaffolding, so we might be building from one to the other. So please read your questions. Use, and this brings me to my next point, use the reading time to scan the main questions, check the mark allocation, and the scenario questions. Read the scenarios over more than once so that you begin to understand what they want from you. These questions have to be answered with the scenario in mind. You can't just give random facts that have nothing to do with that. Then, in your spare time at the end, there's often lots of time to go back and read your answers. Do they make sense? Are they legible? And do they answer the question? Well, learners, there you have it. These are just a few tips that if you use them, I can guarantee that you will receive the marks which you deserve. So, good luck as you prepare, and don't forget to let me know how the exam went in the comments below. God bless and goodbye.